That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 228 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
Oh, shit. And I am your other camp counselor, Dog Meat.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and Chinese. David.
I think I'm turning Chinese. I really think so.
But before we turn Chinese, we got to catch you up on any of the news you may have missed over these past few weeks. And we got some news right here, as no one at Waffle House remembers FEMA official who says he teleported in. This is our...
I saw that. I forgot completely about that.
This is our second teleporting story. Oh, what? God, he's barking now. He's barking.
Brug.
I got a new Brug dog.
He's doing a Brug blast.
Oh my God! I'm kicking you out of the room. You don't like that? I'm not paying attention to you. Oh my God! Every time I turn my back, I'm about to kick him out of the room.
He's doing a Brug bass.
So no one at. So this is our second teleporting story in like this month. I feel like he.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The first one also involved like a Waffle House, right?
No, close though. The guy teleported inside of a BMW, and when it got crashed, remember?
Okay, that's right.
But this guy, he is let's see. His name's Greg Phillips. He's a top official at the Federal Emergency Management Agency, aka FEMA, who has claimed that he teleported to a Waffle House in Rome, a city of 39,000 people in northwest of Atlanta.
Okay, I was like, wait, there's a Waffle House in Rome?
there should be.
That didn't sound right.
Pope like fucking just rolling in. Oh man, I'd like to see a Pope at a Waffle House. Pope at the Waffle House throws hands. Waffle House Pope don't fucking. He's not giving out bless yous. He's giving out fuck yous, and he's giving out uppercuts.
Hell yeah.
But let's see. So this guy, it says, oh, indeed, oh my God, I'm having a fucking stroke. Indeed, among roughly 24 workers and regulars interviewed this week at Rome's 3 Waffle House locations, none said they were aware of anyone traveling to the 24-hour restaurant by paranormal means, despite their reputation as powerful magnets for the sort of idiosyncratic characters who tend to surf the psychic fringes of the American South. Basically, they're just saying weirdos go there, but they were unaware of any teleportation. But this guy, he basically said that he's like very Trump affiliated, which is funny because like you would think that a FEMA, like the head of like one of the head top people in FEMA said this, and it would be weirder in a different presidency, but basically he just hires anybody, it feels like. And this guy claims that. So real quick, I guess he's been on podcasts and stuff talking about conspiracy theories, and he used violent rhetoric to discuss former President Joe Biden.
What a psycho.
And it says he recounted how on 2 occasions he had somehow found himself being moved by forces beyond his control, dozens of miles from 2 different starting points in Georgia. And then he says, teleporting is no fun, he said on the podcast, which is, I guess it was hosted by some conservatives. And he said that it was because he thinks it's because of cancer medication he's taking or something. Oh. But then
or is he just trying to like, throw it out there that he's on cancer medication?
See, I think you can't criticize him because he's on cancer medication. Yeah. But he basically came out first and he says, it says the incident took place while he was heavily medicated as part of a cancer treatment, but he also described it as a miracle performed by God. He said, the word teleportation was not mine, Philip wrote. It was used by someone else in the conversation reaching for language to describe something with no easy name. The more accurate biblical terms are translated or transported. not new ideas for people of faith. So he's saying that because he's ultra religious, that he was able to transport or teleport. And I think people are kind of like claiming that he might have been like under the influence and like did not. And here's the thing: if people go, "You're under the influence," and then he could be like, "They were cancer treatment drugs." You could like try to get away with it a little bit more, but yeah. And then you just have like this article just have like theoretical physicists basically telling you that like teleportation is not real, and if it was real, there was no definitive way that it would end up at like Waffle House. Like you would just keep going and going, and like I don't know.
Yeah.
Expressing what you need about every atom. Okay. Yeah, it's all about electrons and atoms and stuff like that. But holy shit. It's just like it seems like the new talking point is I can teleport, which is just so fucking funny. People just like losing their minds.
Anything is possible with the power of MAGA, you know.
That's true. That's true. Oh my God. They're just like do anything to distract from the news. They're like, when our FEMA guys teleport and they're like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Can you teleport to like places that need aid? And he's like, well, I'm not okay. Wait,
I can't control it. It just sends me where places where you typically eat when you're very, very, very intoxicated.
I was gonna say, he's like, well, that depends. Is this disaster a beer truck flipped over on the freeway? Like, I could teleport there relatively quickly, but you know, if there's a flood in in New Orleans, I don't know how long it's gonna take me to teleport there. Usually, my coordinates
unless it's a flood of beer.
Yeah, unless it's Mardi Gras. But holy shit, man! I can't believe that the guy who's running FEMA is it's the craziest person at Waffle House.
Nightcrawler from X-Men.
It's so funny. Like this whole article is like people have skepticism, and I was like, just say that this guy's fucking like nothing. Like it's, I feel like people like try to hold their not artistic integrity, journalistic integrity by being like, there are many skeptics out there, and you're like, this is fucking crazy. Like, just say this guy is dumb. Like he made this up. It's so clear, you know. You don't have to like. I don't know. It's very strange.
We need more journalists that aren't afraid to ruin their career.
Yeah, I need you to be like, this guy's fucking stupid.
And let me just throw it out there. I do have a degree in journalism, so if anyone's looking for someone that is ready to get fired in under a week, hit me up.
Do you actually have a degree in journalism?
Yeah.
I thought you had it in like media broadcasting or something.
Well, yeah, but that's part of journalism.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, wait, do you have a news story?
Of course.
Mr. Journalist?
Political candidate who tossed tarantula at Airbnb tenant found guilty at trial.
Wait. Nothing illegal about tossing a tarantula. They don't even bite.
I think they do bite. They're not venomous, but
really?
I think they do bite. Yeah, basically, some girl was renting a downstairs part for Airbnb to study for the bar exam, and the owner was being very belligerent and crazy, and the girl was just like trying to study, and so the owner started like banging pots and pans, and the girl was like, "Can you stop? I'm just trying to study." And eventually, it led to the owner throwing a tarantula terrarium down the stairs, along with lots of pins, I guess, like push pins.
What? Oh, fuck.
And tacks and nails.
You're getting all Home Alone up in here.
Yeah, so the court came in, and the victim had a video where the lady's name was Marissa Simonotti. And in the video, you can hear the woman screaming, "This is why you never fuck with Marissa Simonotti."
Oh, it was a woman throwing stuff down the stairs.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm a little sexist. I thought it was a man.
But yeah, no, I think the court case was pretty cut and dry when, the defendant named themselves in the evidence.
No one fucks with, what's her name? Marissa Cinemati.
Yeah.
No one fucks with the tarantula queen. Honestly, like I feel like, God, this sounds bad. I don't mean to talk bad about any tarantula owners out there because I bet they're great pets and I bet reptiles are too. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I knew somebody with a tarantula, and they also felt like they would throw it at me at any minute. A certain type of person,
It's a great sneak attack.
Yeah, you're either a really good person or you're a really bad person if you have a tarantula. There's no like middle ground. There's no there's no middle class.
Casual.
Yeah, exactly.
A casual tarantula.
You don't casually own. You either are like, I love animals so much that like I will even treat a tarantula with love and respect, and I'm not scared of them, or you're like, I'm coming off some heroin. I need a pet. Sorry, that's not nice. But holy shit. Well, I got another story right here. As jury awards $14 million to woman who ate ice cream with the nails and metal fragments in it.
God,
hell yeah,
dude, that would suck so much.
So, Florida woman, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So she won 14. God, I just want a fucking nail ice cream cone. That's like all I really need. Like 14 million? Come on. Like she saw it. She okay, wait. To be fair, she said
get the nail flavor.
Yeah, she's like she got everything but the kitchen sink. So they gave her what she wanted. She left with her son. She wanted butter pecan. She wanted a butter pecan. A pecan sandy. And she goes, I got to the light. What? I got to the light to scoop some of the ice cream out. Okay, she said, and I noticed there's a metal nail in. God fucking damn it, man. There's a metal nail in the cone. Okay, so they did fuck this up. Are they taking? You don't have to take the quotes verbatim. Just fucking make them legible. Like, what are you doing?
Even I know that.
Yeah, we got a fucking master's degree in journalism. He's never written one article in his fucking life, and even he knows not to put metal nail in the cone. Almost embedded. It looked like in the cone. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me read this. Let me read this full quote. She said, I noticed there was a metal nail in the cone, almost embedded. It looked like in the cone. Yeah, we get it. Okay. She said she had already taken a big bite, and when I did swallow, I did feel something in my throat that kind of got stuck, she said. I thought it was a pecan because it was a butter pecan ice cream that I had purchased. She said she went to the hospital to get an x-ray just in case. Just to be clear, she said just to be clear, to make sure that what it was a pecan. To make sure that's what it was, a pecan, and it wasn't. Fucking God, this woman, I need no more talking from her. She said it was a nail, so I had swallowed a nail. God, that sucks.
Fuck.
So she did have to get surgery to remove one.
You can't pass that.
Yeah. She said she got surgery to remove one of the nails and multiple pieces of metal during surgery. What the fuck happened? Obviously, it's embedded in the machinery. Cone.
But, I don't know what type of machinery has nails.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, is it half wood? Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. Our cone-making machines from the late 1800s. It's half wood, half
from
metal.
The churn barrel.
Half computer pieces.
couple motherboards in there.
We glued an iPad to the outside to make it look high tech, but there's really just 16 hamsters running on the inside to keep it going.
I get to watch Coco Melon at work, so I had something to talk to my toddler about.
wait. Oh, he loving a Coco Melon
on the iPad.
If he makes me watch one more episode of the Coco Melon, I'm gonna feed him nails. Okay, I'm done. But there's one more quote. It says, eventually, Buckley. It says the attorney said there were complications, including portal vein thrombosis and significant internal bleeding, resulting in another procedure. And she said, eventually, Buckley said, here's the quote verbatim: "I developed a blood clot. I developed a blood clot." So twice she said it. After that led me into an ablation to where I couldn't have any more children. Something she said she very much wanted after losing a daughter in 2011. That was my goal and my dream was to have more kids, she said. I mean, that's sad. But it's weird that she's like, this nail gave me a blood clot, which made me infertile. And I'm like, what?
When did this happen?
8 years ago. It was 8 years ago. Is that when it initially took place? Was it 2011? No, in 2018. 2018. So it was
7 years isn't crazy.
8. Boy, it's 8 years.
That too. I went the wrong way.
That's why I dropped out of journalism. I'm not good with dates. I'm just really not good with dates.
I need a calculator.
I'm like, 1906, January 21st, Trump is president. And they're like, you put the wrong date. And you're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's fine. I mean, our president keeps trying to get credit for killing Osama bin Laden, so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he said it like twice.
Oh, my God. We actually have like a senile fucking narcissist as like our president, and everyone's just like, yeah, he just said he's gonna commit genocide. Okay. Anyway,
Just glaze
over
over
that.
That
I
part
just feel like
matter.
everybody's been talking about it. It's like, what can you say that's like even an interesting take on? He's just a fucking idiot. He's been a fucking idiot.
Did you? All right, I got an interesting take for you.
What?
So did you see on last Saturday that there were reports that he was at the hospital? It spread like wildfire, saying that like, oh, he's at I forget which hospital it was, but it was saying that he was at some hospital.
Okay.
And so people are thinking he was going to die last Saturday. And it gave me just a terrifying realization that, like, what if he faked his own deaths just so he could come back on Easter?
Oh, my God. It's like,
it crossed his mind.
He wouldn't fake his death. He would disappear for, like, a couple days. If all this shit with Iran wasn't going down, he probably would try to do something like that where he's like, I was extremely ill to the point of death. They said they'd never seen somebody so ill. They said no one's been this ill ever.
They said they're a goner.
Probably. And they built my coffin in front of me. Big, glorious coffin. Bigly coffin. Gold.
Pure gold.
And they put me in it. They put me in it, and they're about to close the lid, and I sat up Undertaker style, and I joined the Royal Rumble, and I won, and now I'm president again.
Lifted the pure gold lid above his head because he's so strong. Because no president's ever been as strong as him.
The doctors at the hospital, they said, we've never seen someone this strong. We've never seen someone this strong. I don't even do a good Trump. Right.
I gave up.
Yeah, I feel like I used to be tapped in. But
I know. I feel like I used to have a good one, but then once this microphone's in front of me, it's out the window. So I'm not going to try anymore.
Yeah, you need a little space to practice in the mirror at home.
Well, the biggest problem is you need to really move the arms and the hands.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't have the room. I don't have the room.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Do you think that like we only like elect presidents that are like kind of distinct in a weird way, where it's like all of them have like very like
the characteristic,
distinct ways of like JD Vance is like, if let's say Trump dies and he becomes president, he's just like He's just kind of like a chubby guy with the weird beard.
He'd be really lost to like try to be his own person, like not to like leech off of someone else's identity.
Yeah.
You know,
He feels like a piece of bread, but like he wouldn't be able to like, Obama's like, fuck, I can't think of one thing Obama say. What does Obama say?
Always gotta.
Let me be clear.
Gentlemen,
Let me be clear.
We got him.
And then like Joe Biden's like soda. He's like, come on, man. And then like Bush was like, weapons of mass destruction. Like they all had like very distinct, and like Trump's obviously one of them. But I'm like, yeah, we gotta elect somebody who's like fucking wacky. It's like,
yeah, they've all got character. I mean, name one president that was like normal.
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy, like, it looked like, they made a mask out of him. They use it in, like, all the, like, Point Break and all these robbery movies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm, like, under the assumption that, like, Richard Nixon looked, like, different. And then he put the mask on and it just got stuck. And, like, that mask exists. His face looks like a mask. Mask companies were like, this is fantastic.
He also got impeached for not even a fraction of what our current one has done. But
Oh, I know. I just watched All the President's Men. And I was like, holy shit! Like the amount of like upheaval they're going on about, like basically just like secrets and spying on people, and then you see the shit that we're doing today, and we're like, Jesus. Anyway,
yeah.
Okay. Should we get into these stories?
I had one more.
Oh, go for it.
I'll just do I didn't read it. Scientists tracking the microplastic pollution just realized they were measuring their own lab gloves.
Oh my God. Wait. Are these like? Wait, is this like a big microplastic study from like years ago or what?
I didn't read it.
You know what I keep thinking about too? About microplastics and people are like, don't eat that. Don't.
Dude, it's a thing where I'm not gonna worry about it. Well, I know it's a really bad thing to say and do, but like,
I don't think it is. I don't think it is because like no one's and people could be like, no, like there's like causation or correlation between like microplastics and like getting cancer, and like sure, I'll hear you out on that. But like,
everything gives us cancer. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. And what I was going to say is no one's died from microplastics yet, I guess. No one's died from microplastics. What? Your hamster doesn't count.
No, I wouldn't necessarily call a bookshelf microplastics.
I wouldn't call the blender microplastics.
Or the microwave. Microwave, not microplastics. I mean, I don't know if that's fair to say, because I think a big thing is like, I don't know if you can strictly identify a death from microplastics. I think it's like microplastics lead to other.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm willing to hear you out on like, if you're like microplastics cause this, but like no one's died straight up from microplastics or whatever. Yeah. And like a direct correlation, like I said, causation, whatever. But we only live till like, 80 to 100. Like that's the zone if you're like healthy and you make it that far. Like that's like where we tap out, And people are like, you can't eat seed oils and like, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna run back on all of this because it does like there are like a ton of sicknesses out there that are caused by like eating shit food. So like eat as healthy as you can. But when people say certain things, I'm like, you know what? Like if I can make it to like in that 80 to 100 zone, like I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Like that's like
I'm
gonna
settle 40. 40 sounds great.
Yeah, if I like the thing is if I went and I was just eating like vegetables I grew in my backyard and drank water out of like a fucking glass jug for the rest of my life and exercise, I would still only live in that like 80 to 100 zone. You know what I mean? It's like you're not getting past 100 if all of a sudden you stop. Yes, you could maybe defer some cancer diagnosis and stuff, which I do agree with, but you're not like extending your life that much longer just by being like, yep, no more eating my old credit cards.
Yeah. I mean, what else are you supposed to do with them?
Someone's got to eat them.
I mean, for God's sakes, all the boomers grew up with lead-based paints, and they're, for the most part, doing fucking great. So
Yeah, they figured out how to fix the system to fuck everyone but themselves. So like,
Exactly.
maybe we should have done that, you guys. Maybe we should start
Yeah.
huffing lead, and then maybe we would have some really good ideas of tanking the economy and raising our property values.
Yeah, lead yogurt.
Oh, yogurt paint grandpa.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too.
Okay, well, you also miss these stories because I'm gonna tell you my story now. Okay, David.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Now, David, I think we all had that feeling, being alone in a room, but somehow it doesn't feel like it. Like something's
every time I'm
there.
camping,
Oh, really?
I always feel like something's watching me.
Oh. Only camping, never like at home. You never think that you have like someone in the room with you, like spiritually, or someone's
Not
watching you through a
really.
window.
I mean, it helps when I have like a dog just staring at me all the time, so I know something's watching me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And yeah, like you said, something's there with you watching or waiting. Usually we just brush it off. It's just our imagination. Maybe a few goosebumps, but nothing more. But what if that feeling didn't go away? What if it turned into something real, something you could actually see, and not just anything? Sorry, let me rephrase that. What if it turned into something real, something you could actually see, and not just anything, but yourself? Because for one man in the late 1800s, that's exactly what happened. He claimed this presence didn't just appear. It began influencing him, even shaping thoughts and stories that didn't feel like his own. And the strangest part, this entity looked exactly like him. As today, I tell you the story of the doppelganger of Guy de Maupassant. Maupassant.
Maupassant.
Guy de Maupassant.
Is that French Canadian?
Just French.
Okay.
So apparently this guy is a pretty prolific author. We'll get into it, but Guy de Maupassant was a French writer born in 1850, and by the 1880s, so he's around 30, he had become one of the most successful and widely read authors in Europe, known for his sharp, realistic short stories and novels. And he often explored human psychology and the darker edges of ordinary life. Fun fact, this guy actually is quote unquote, it says, he is known as one of the fathers of the modern short story, which is kind of interesting. And another fun fact, he was very much against the building of the Eiffel Tower and wrote irate letters along with 46 other famous Parisian authors at the time, to not move forward with the construction. Because, I don't know if you know this, but the Eiffel Tower was built for the World's Fair.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think didn't we do an episode about the World's Fair?
We could have. Definitely, if you did H.H. Holmes, then that's heavily connected.
I feel like that was like week one.
Yeah, it might have been because like this World's Fair in Chicago was where H.H. Holmes obviously preyed on people, but the one before that was the one in Paris, and they built that, and it became like a huge, obviously monument. It stayed up. It was like a huge centerpiece of it, and now it became like a cultural icon in France. So they're like, we want to do the same thing with Chicago, and then they tried to build this big fucking building, and they built it on swampland, and they're like, fuck, it's sinking. Anyway, so kind of interesting. Devil in the White City, read it. It's very interesting. It's about the architecture and also the killings that took place there. So, living in Paris during the time of rapid modernization, Maupassant kept an intense writing pace, producing hundreds of works in just over a decade. Outwardly, his life reflected success and discipline, but beneath that, he was dealing with something far more sinister. See, by his 30s, something began to change for Guy. This is like my fucking nightmare. Just like people, like when people go, "Oh yeah, he went fucking crazy," and they're like, "For men, it doesn't happen until you're wait, how old are you?" And I'm like 34, and they're like, "Yeah, about 35." I'm like, and then for like the next year, I'm like like checking if I'm like going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You ever have that? Yeah. Last night I was going to sleep and I started having like hallucinations that I could see, like speaking of tarantula, like a giant spider in like the shadows, like crawling on the ceiling. I was like, holy shit, I'm like going crazy right now. Like I'm hallucinating. I was really tired, but you ever
Are you
have
asking
that
me if
where-
I ever like hallucinate?
No, well, just like you're like, you ever have something happen in your life? Where, like, am I going crazy? Like, am I losing my faculties or something?
Oh, all the time.
But,
Mostly
like,
at work.
But like, actually, yeah, exactly. Like, where all of a sudden, like, you can't spell like a really easy word, and you're like, I'm fucking going crazy.
Oh yeah. I can't think of an example, but I've just a constant fear of just losing it. Too
Yeah,
many hits in the head, you know.
Sometimes I wake up and I'm holding my coworker at knife point, and I'm like, am I losing it?
Everybody
Am I-
get back.
And I'm like, oh wait, no, it's just casual Friday. This is fine. This is cool. We're fine.
Everybody back up. We're cool. This is fine.
I teleported here. I'm on cancer medication. Stop. Okay. So, like I said, something was going on far more sinister. In his 30s, something began to change for Guy. While working alone, often late at night, Maupassant started to feel as though he wasn't alone. At first, it was only a sensation, a presence, something just out of sight. He later described the feeling in terms that closely match his own writing. He said, I feel that someone is close to me, looking at me. And as time went on, that presence seemed to grow stronger and more defined. And it was no longer just a feeling. It was something that seemed to share the room with him. And then eventually, he saw it. So Maupassant described a figure identical to himself, not a reflection, but a separate version of his own body. In accounts connected to his later life, this double would appear in his study, sometimes seated across from him while he worked. The experience was not fleeting. It lasted long enough for him to fully recognize what he was seeing. The effect was deeply unsettling, and it was not just someone else in the room, it was himself existing independently. Which is like, I don't know if I would feel more comfortable or less comfortable if I saw myself.
I think that freaked me out more than if I saw a stranger.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, it depends on how scary the stranger is, but like, I just go, is this like a, you know, people are like, I don't know if I believe in this exactly. People are like, oh, angels, they take the shape of different things and they come and they visit you. But if I saw myself, I think I would immediately go, okay, maybe this is like a good entity, right? Like,
I'm going to be honest. I don't think there's any scenario where I think an angel is visiting me. And I don't.
Come on, David.
That just never came across in my mind ever.
You never someone give you a little head nod when you needed it most, and you said that's an angel.
That's a demon.
You ever have like a big black woman call you baby or honey or sweetheart, and you're like, that's an angel?
I have, but I to the first half I have, to the second half I don't think angel. I don't know.
Makes you feel good though.
Of course. It's like when you go to like the kebab thing and the guy calls you boss or big guy.
Oh, big guy. Hit me with the boss. Hit me with the... Yeah, I don't like it when they're my age though.
No, that's weird. They need to be older.
Some guy did it to me who was like a car dealer, and I was like, fuck off. I'm not upgrading.
That's just that's rude.
I'm like, I'm not getting the all-weather mats, you fucking boss. Hey, boss, I got an update for you. I don't want the fucking four-wheel drive.
But they're like way younger than you, that's cool.
Oh, way younger. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have that on record? When they're way younger than you, it's cool? What are you referring to?
I'm saying, like, if I've got like a high school dude that's taking my order at a restaurant or something, he calls me boss, like, that's cool.
I know what you're saying. I was just trying to entrap you right now.
No, you can't entrap me. Because what I'm saying is true.
Why did you bring Mike's Hard Lemonade to this podcast? And some condoms.
I wish.
I was trying to teach her. I also brought a banana. I want to show her how to put it on, and then I was going to leave.
Who's her? Who's the her in this scenario? I'm confused now.
I'm trying to do like a Chris Hansen thing because you said if they're way younger than you, it's cool. So,
no, if a female calls me boss, I think that's weird. I don't like that. It's got to be a guy.
She's like, "Hey, boss." You're like, "What?"
Don't do that. I don't like that.
I don't like that. We not bosses. Okay, wait. So around this time, Maupassant began describing a loss of control over his own thoughts. Ideas would come to him suddenly with unusual clarity, especially while writing. But instead of feeling like inspiration, they felt imposed. You see, there was one incident when the entity walked into his office, sat down in the chair across from him, placed its head in its hands, and then began dictating writing to him. And after he was finished, he stood up and the entity disappeared. A little creepy, honestly, like very, very, it's very, like,
don't sound
omeny,
like no angel to me.
Yeah, it feels like bad omens, you know what I mean? And someone's like, but like, maybe it was his muse. I mean, it did give him like, because right here, in his 1887 story, Le Horla, I don't know what that translates to, Le Horla.
La Jolla?
No, it's French. Let me see. Oh shit, this isn't fucking working. Oh my god, one sec. What do you think? We're gonna play a game. What do you think La Horla means as I look it up? Translated.
The spider.
To English, not French. Oh, come on, tell me what the fuck it means, man. I'm just gonna. Oh, it brought me to Amazon. Okay, I can't do this. I can't do this right now. Horla, La Horla, famous French psych. No.
Are you saying like Horla?
Oh, it says La Horla. The title itself is French, with Horla believed to be a portmanteau of hors, outside, and la, there. Portmanteau is like spork, you know?
It's like an eating utensil?
No, a portmanteau is when you put you take two words and you put them together. Like a spork is a fork and a spoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that was a shitty... Yeah, okay.
What's another good one? What's another good portmanteau? So they're just basically saying...
Hangry.
Yeah, that's a good portmanteau. But they say that they think that the title is believed to be a combination of the words outside and there. So that's kind of interesting. Okay.
So they're saying that the outside there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the plot is about a man living near Rouen, I don't know where that is somewhere in France probably, feels his willpower being drained by an unseen presence that he names La Horla, leading him to burn down his own house to destroy it. Whoa. It's supposed to be considered a
so it's saying like
in French
out
literary
there,
horror.
so it's like you're trying to like destroy what's containing you because you want to be out there.
Well, it's called La Horla, so it's like the outside there. It's like the thing outside, it feels like. The thing, like the thing over there that's outside. Like, it's almost like The Outsider, that Stephen King book.
Yeah.
A little bit. Oh, shit. That's a shapeshifter, too. Oh, fuck. Okay, wait, there's a... interesting. Steven, you have some explaining to do.
Steven, why don't you sit down?
Steven, we're going to ask you about this orgy scene in It. You're going to have to take a seat.
Yeah, we need answers about that.
Why'd you bring Mike's Hard Lemonade to the orgy scene in It? Steven?
Can you really constitute it as an orgy?
More of a train, I guess, if you'd like to call it that. Sorry, is that like a little too rough?
I was kind of baiting you on that one.
Yeah, I know. Hey, never mind. Okay. So in 1887, his story La Horla, which tells of a man who becomes convinced that an invisible entity is living with him and slowly taking control of his mind and body. He wrote in the book, the character says, which is pretty biographical at this point, "It is within me. It becomes my soul. I shall kill it." A line many later interpreted as reflecting his own experience. He also wrote, "Someone possesses my soul and governs it," suggesting a growing belief that something else was influencing him from within. And here's an excerpt from the story that I thought was kind of interesting. It says, "I am certain now that there exists close to me an invisible being that lives on milk and water, that can touch objects, take them, and change their places. It lives as I do, under my roof. I have seen mad people, and I have known some who have been intelligent, lucid, even clear-sighted in every concern of life, except on one point. They spoke clearly, readily, profoundly on everything, when suddenly their mind struck upon the shoals of their madness, and broke to pieces there, and scattered and foundered in that furious and terrible sea, full of rolling waves, fogs, and squalls, which is called madness. I spent a terrible evening yesterday. He does not show himself anymore, but I feel that he is near me, watching me, looking at me, penetrating me, dominating me, dominating me, and more redoubtable when he hides himself thus than if he were to manifest his constant and invisible presence by supernatural phenomenon." So, this guy's going through it, just like Maupassant is. But I kind of want to read this book now, honestly. I'm kind of curious about what it's about. I think it's like somewhat short, but like I said, it's a masterpiece in French literature. But I guess in order to write a masterpiece, you got to go fucking crazy. Seems like.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way of the arts.
It really is. It really is. So, as these experiences continued, the boundary between Maupassant and the double became less clear. The presence no longer seemed external. It felt connected to his own mind. What had begun as a sensation of being watched had evolved into something much more invasive. He no longer trusted his own thoughts. He no longer felt fully in control. And by the early 1890s, his condition had worsened significantly. He became increasingly paranoid and convinced that he was being overtaken by this presence. His behavior grew unstable, and on January 2nd, 1892, Maupassant tried to take his own life by cutting his throat. He was committed to the private asylum Esprit Blanche at Passy in Paris.
That's kind of crazy to like not be successful on that.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
I feel like your throat is like a pretty easy thing to get, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, do you think it's kind of like, sorry, this is going to sound a little bit morbid, but you know when they people like shoot themselves and they're just like, you can't, like people put the gun to the side of their head and they're like, don't do that because like you'll flinch at the last second and then it'll blow off the top of your head and you'll still be alive and you'll die like horribly slow. And so like people put it in their mouth or whatever. It seems like this is one of those situations where it's like to slit your own throat, even if you are like crazy or
like reflexes.
Yeah. Like I feel like there's some kind of like instinctual thing to like kind of like not fully do it. You know, it's like, like you can't like hold your breath until you suffocate. Like I don't think your body lets you. It's like, no, we're going to breathe. But I just can't believe that somebody would be like, yeah, I think I'm going to slit my throat. That's how I'm going to go out. Like, I don't know. I just jump off something really high. At least you can't go back on that, right?
No. Unless
oh my God, he survived. How'd you do it? He's like laying on something. He's like, something broke my fall. It's his invisible entity. So he's
His
vindicated.
grandmother.
He's. I was gonna say he's vindicated and he's not crazy anymore. But yeah,
grandmother has a job.
That's the entity that's been following me around. They're like, "That's your grandma, dude. You live in her house." He's like,
Fucking
"That
Grandpepper
fucking
saved you.
that entity made the best cookies."
Grandpeppatina.
So the last year of his life was filled with fear and violence as Guy was known to lash out, even throwing a billiard ball at another inmate's head and screaming and panicking through the halls that Germany and France had declared war on each other and that he had to be enlisted to the front lines to help fight. Okay.
Who's giving the inmates a pool table? That sounds like a bad idea.
I didn't even know they had pool back then. I mean, they had billiards, but still, I'm like, hey, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I would have, maybe I would have gotten along in the 1890s. They got pool table. I think we're gonna be all right. They're like, you have what, black lung. I'm like, don't worry, we got a pool table. Well, we'll get into what actually had because we're gonna get into a diagnosis in a second because these outbursts did not last long, though, as not even a year later on January 6th. January 6th, am I right, guys?
Whoa.
1893, Guy de Maupassant died in the asylum. After his death, doctors and historians pointed to a medical explanation. Maupassant had been suffering from advanced syphilis.
I almost said syphilis earlier.
So, for those of you who don't know,
Al Capone.
There we go. See, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Donald Trump.
Oh, you think? You think? He's got to show us his wiener first.
If you can find it.
I'm so curious to know what it looks like, to be completely honest.
I bet so mangled.
What if it's like it got caught in a VCR, I think.
It's a pop balloon.
Yeah. It's a pot pie. Looks like someone punched a pot pie. What the fuck happened here? Who dropped a people's elbow into the pot pie? What is this? Oh, sorry.
Who
That's
puts
his
asparagus
asshole.
in a pot pie?
So, like, yeah, what David said, Al Capone had syphilis, and for those of you who don't know, Al Capone went kind of nutso crazy in his cell, being haunted by ghosts, specifically the ghosts of the people who he had killed when he was not in the Alcatraz prison. So, yeah, this guy had syphilis, which I don't know if it's like more prevalent in France. I think it was probably prevalent everywhere. But when I think of France, I think of like people just being like real fucking horny, you know? So
French?
I feel like, yeah, French people I feel like are like, oh, we are very sex positive. Oh, come here. Let me give you syphilis. You know, I feel like Italians are
Horny
like
country.
that. Yeah, I feel like Italians are like that too, except like the joke with Italians are like they'll just like run over and assault you, which I can say it. I'm half Italian, and then that's like the fucking. I didn't make up the thing, but they're just like Italian men are very aggressive apparently, and there's like, they're like they kind of remind me of like I know he's French once again. Maybe the French and Italians are pretty alike because I just think of like Pepe Le Pew, who's just like. Kind of a menace. He was like the cat was like, no thanks, I'm good, and he was just like, no, I'm gonna like sexually keep advancing on you, and
The cartoon, yeah.
of course. Is there a real life Pepe Le Pew?
That's where stereotypes are enforced. Cartoons.
I guess you're right. Speedy Gonzales. Yeah. We had some problematic little Looney Tunes back then.
Yeah.
But can they stay? They got rid of a poo from The Simpsons, and I've never been the same. Could we have just like brought him back, but like actually got like an Indian person to like voice him, and then drop like the insulting.
I'm pretty
accent
sure
and
there was there's a thing that like tons of Indian people wanted to voice him, and they just decided to get rid of it.
They probably just thought it was like too hard of a needle to thread or whatever. But
Yeah.
But like I said, he got syphilis, contracted at a young age that had spread to his nervous system, a condition known as neurosyphilis. Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
It's like the second. It's like the.
Sounds like the cooler version.
It's like the evolution of Pokemon. Like I have syphilis, and he's like, I used a rare candy. Now I have neurosyphilis. And if you use
mega neurosyphilis,
mega dead, mega crazy motherfucker. Now we
mega sit on the diving board 13 hours a day.
Yeah. If you use a couple more rare candies, you get the doppelganger. So the illness is known to cause hallucinations, paranoia, and disturbances in perception. But during his lifetime, that explanation obviously was not something he could rely on. And from his perspective, what began as a quiet feeling became a visible presence, which is very terrifying, to be completely honest. And eventually something that seemed to think alongside him, speak through him, and slowly take hold of his mind. As his final gesture, Guy de Maupassant penned his own epitaph, reading, "I have coveted everything and taken pleasure in nothing." Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's the man's life right there.
I was gonna say, like, wait, coveted. I know, like, when they say coveted a man's wife, like in the Bible, like you don't cover you covet your neighbor's wife or something. Wait, covet means strongly desired, sought after, or envied by many, often due to rarity, high value, or prestige. So he's basically said, "I've desired everything and taken pleasure in nothing." Whoa, honestly, I feel like that's most people. It's like, it's like you want the Ferrari, you want the big house, and then like once you get it, it's like it's kind of lost on you. I told Meg that, where it's like, I forgot who I was watching. It was somebody who's like really rich, and I'm like, and they were like complaining about like this, that, and the other, and like owning these things that they don't even give a fuck about. And I'm like, I think that's why like poor people are happier, or not poor people, but like people who are like striving for things are happier.
Normal people.
Yes. What?
Normal people? Like an average person?
Yeah. Or just like, I don't know. They say like the people who live like in like third world countries who just like don't have like even like infrastructure are like the happiest. I take that with a grain of salt, because it's like if you don't have like running water and like everybody's getting sick, you're not fucking happy. But like if you live in like a somewhat prosperous community full of like people you love, and like you have everything you need, and you're not like seeking, like you're not trying to get this, that, and the other, like you are happy. Because I do think that like I don't know if anybody's happy, to be completely honest. You got to find your own happy
to be happy about, you know.
I guess the real thing is like, because I was gonna say people who are like, like you said, normal. They're like, well, if they have something to look forward to, they'll be happy because they're striving for something. But I'm like, they're not. They're like, why don't I have that thing? I think the real secret is like realizing sooner than trying to get it is that you don't need the expensive things to bring you joy, and they won't bring you joy. Am I the only one who's ever thought of this idea? This is crazy.
You're the first, but
I think I'm
first.
You guys here. I got a little story for you. I got a little piece of advice.
For the 6 people listening, you're gonna change their lives.
Money doesn't bring you happiness, but a doppelganger twin who tells you stories will. Mm-hmm. So just go have unprotected sex, and if you're lucky, you're gonna get a brother. You'll get a brother or a sister. You're gonna get a twin brother or sister. You guys ever wanted a twin brother or sister? No, guess not.
No.
Okay, let me just finish this by saying, I already read that. I coveted everything and taken pleasure in nothing. And then at the very end, I wrote the 2 facts about how he invented the short story, and then he hated the Eiffel Tower. But yeah, this guy was. I mean, he was one of the most prolific writers of his time. and
But
he probably had
just riddled with syphilis.
probably, yeah. I mean, obviously, but yeah, he probably had a bunch of unprotected. Imagine all the people that he gave syphilis to, that fucker.
That's almost like you're famous. Yeah, I got syphilis from that guy.
I got famous syphilis.
Yeah,
Do you think they saw him?
I hope so. We
He's
haunted
like,
him.
He's like, hey, you want me to tell you a story? They're like, I thought I was gonna see myself, and he's like, no. With this strain of syphilis, all you see is Guy de Maupassant. You got the Guy de Maupassant strain.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there's no
brother.
shaking this.
Sorry, brother. You want a good story though? Okay, that's the end of my story.
All right. Today, I guess, yeah, that was a bad transition. I'm going to start mine now. All right, Toby. Today, we have a little cryptid time. It's been a minute since we've done that. So this story takes us all the way to China. I'm just going to say it now. There's a lot of Chinese words in here. I'm going to butcher every single one.
Couple X's starting off the word.
There was one that I had to pass on, which was like the name of the newspaper. It was fucking insane. I've never seen a word like it.
Isn't the X in the beginning pronounced like she?
Yeah.
She?
I think it's like a SH, I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
Mhm.
That's what I was planning on saying. So this story takes it all the way to China. The Shennonanjina. No, there's no N in there. There is actually.
That sounded
3 N's, but
Italian.
Not there.
Shennonanjina.
Shennonanjina Forest District. What's really bad is I'm going to have to say that word a lot.
Come on, Derek. Speak a little Chinese for him.
The Shennonanjina First District gets its name from, well, the large forest in the area. This city is located in the northwestern Hubei province in China. The city occupies 1,265 square miles, and in 2007 had a population of 74,000 people. Not sure why we're getting our population stats from 19 years ago, but here we are. So on July 17th, 2016, Shennonanjina was listed as a World Heritage Site for its exceptional floral and fauna biodiversity, and also got protection for many rare and endangered plants and animals. But there is one animal in particular who is more rare than most. And to be honest, we might not even want to call it an animal, but better yet, a creature.
Whoa. A creature feature featuring the creature?
On this week's creature feature, we will be discussing the Yeren.
The Yeren. I think I went to school with the Yeren.
Yeren Ager?
Ander Dingus?
Ander Dingus.
Fucking what's his name? Jaeger Bagger? What's his name?
Yeren Ager.
What?
I was making a joke on Attack on Titan. Eren Yeager is the main character, so I was saying Yeren Ager.
Brother, you got me so I watched 12 episodes of that show. I didn't get it.
I just think Yeren was kind of a combination, you know. Where
the fuck their skin at? What the fuck? Why are they all naked?
They're all naked now. So as we have probably beaten the dead horse on this, Yeren is a nether Bigfoot-like creature. But
okay,
this one's Chinese.
So
pretty exciting.
So his foot, his foot's the size like what, 10 and a half?
Yeah, what?
His foot's like so like, you know, Chinese people are smaller. They're smaller people.
Well, hold on, because it is kind of funny. Hold on.
So I can say that because I'm only 4'2". I can.
Yeah, you can make that joke. I can make another joke in a minute. So the Yeren is described by eyewitnesses as an upright walking creature who stands 6 feet tall.
That's not even that big.
So I'm taller than I'm taller than this variant of Bigfoot.
Chinese Bigfoot. I knew it wasn't going to be big. Medium foot. What if they bound his feet too? So he had like the weird feet that like the old ladies have, where their toes are all like curled over each other, and they're in the shape of like a baby.
It's like
shoe.
one of those big cans of bush beans, the big ones.
Looks like
the
some
family size.
What?
The family size bush baked beans.
That looks like a bound foot to you?
The one with the dogs in them.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah,
Beanie
smaller than your run of the mill Bigfoot. The Yeren is covered in tawny hair all over its body, but especially long hair on the scalp, so on the top of the head. The face is reminiscent of both an ape and a human combined, believing that there have been sightings of multiple individual Yeren. Different accounts on hair color have been made. The creature is or has been seen with distended eyes, long arms that hang down to the knees, large feet, and supposedly uncontrollably laughs whenever it comes in contact with humans.
Okay, I'm liking this
like
guy.
brother.
What
Brother,
are
what the hell?
Also,
What the hell is this guy laughing at? It's a goofy ass.
what are descended eyes mean? What is that?
I think it means like extended. Or no, descended would mean they're like deep in his skull.
I'm gonna Google it.
Brother looking like a fish.
Descended eyes. Bulging.
Okay, so it is
distended.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, protrude forward. Okay.
It's like bug eye as shit.
Yeah. He might have had Graves' disease or infections or tumors.
It's possible. So, what's fun about these guys is they might have been our oldest variety of Bigfoot to date, with the first documented sighting taking place in the Warring State period, circa 340 BCE.
You know what?
Old.
China was like
China.
We think of China as like the oldest civilization because like they started like they got to the game
Documented.
first in terms of like
They
civilizations.
documented well.
Well, that's what I
documented
mean.
well.
Yeah, it's like that's a part of it. That's a sign of a good civilization. You got to have some records, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it's really interesting because it's like I think ancient Mesopotamia is like the oldest, and we only know that because like of the buildings and stuff, and maybe like some tablets. I don't know, but yeah, China is like seems like the one that like held out from like it's like the most modern of like the ancient civilizations that are like we made it through, but then like also at the same time. Then the Industrial Revolution came around, and they're like, "Nah, fuck that." We're like, we got waterway. I actually learned this in history class. But like, we got waterways. Like, fuck building roads. Like, what are you talking about? We got rivers. And then everybody else built like steam engines and roads, and they're like, "Fuck." Like,
We gotta make fireworks.
Yeah, they made fireworks real early. They love fireworks. They love.
They
Bigfoot
probably look
too.
at America like a bunch of like horny teenagers.
They probably like or like wag their finger at us, and they're like, But like. The thing that's crazy too about like China is that like we see the cities in China, but like most of China is like rural. And I saw some YouTube video of some guy taking like a motorbike across China. There's parts of China that you're just like, holy shit! Like this seems like it's from like the 1st century. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, but
yeah.
So Bigfoot could still be out there. There's a lot of
sure.
rural out there. What's his name? Ander Dingus could still be out there, guys.
Yeah, Ander Dingus is out there. So these old reports said that the Yeren was described as being savage, strong, and fast-moving, living in mountain caves and rarely adventuring into villages to raid the humans in search of food and women.
What?
Yeah, they like the women.
problematic king. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm not saying it makes
Wait,
sense
what is he?
in the sense that like
what is he, Italian?
I'm not gonna say it makes sense for like in a supportive way, but like it will make sense and like you'll see. It's terrible, but it'll make sense. So for the most part, people knew of the Yeren, but wanted nothing to do with it. It wasn't until the 1950s when Bigfoot became a headline that people got curious and started seeking out the Yeren based on what they saw from like America. Surprisingly, it was the locals who would tell traveling scientists to leave behind the legend of the Yeren in the past, where they belonged. Chinese officials would deny and turn away researchers to keep the Yeren just for folklore. But in 1976, a large expedition was launched by the Chinese Academy of Science to investigate eyewitnesses, footprints, hair samples, and suspected bodily remains. The locals called the newfound obsession of the creature Yeren fever.
You know, it's crazy just to think that there's like a scientist who's like came home that day and, honey, how's your day? Good. We're looking into fucking Bigfoot. She's like, I thought you guys were like trying to find the cure for cancer. And he's like, no, Bigfoot's usually number one right now.
It's in the 6-foot Bigfoot. I swear to God, honey.
Yeah.
He's got the answers.
Well, he's clearly still alive, so he doesn't have fucking cancer. So maybe we should look into his blood.
So the Yeren was often speculated to be a far-removed human relative, and obviously they had not found a Yeren yet because if they did, we would have known about it. It would have been pretty big news. So let's time travel back and look at the history a little deeper. So oral traditions and literature of wild men.
It had oral traditions? So, okay,
You know,
I want to meet
passed
this guy.
down by speak. So yeah, they had tons of stuff on like wild men, which is that is what we're talking about.
Shit.
And
You telling me these wild men had oral traditions? Brother. What do you mean your package came in the mail?
the oldest appearance in writing comes from Zhu Ji, which means 9 songs or 9th song, by Q Yan, who lived from 340 to 278 BCE in the state of the Chu during the Warring State period. I think it's sick. I think it's sick that they have like their dynasty eras. I think that's a cool way to like look back on time, but it is a little confusing at times.
They're like, this is the Pooh dynasty. You're like, yeah, I didn't want to be alive during that one.
That sounds shitty. So his song, 9th song, speaks of a mountain spirit, and with the Chinese symbol.
Who wrote the 9th song again? Was it Chew Boy Q?
No, it was Q Yan, not Chew Boy Q.
That's a Schoolboy Q joke, but
that's funny. I miss him.
He's not. He still makes music.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Whatever. Oh, okay, we get you live in LA. You know about all of it. So in his song, like in the lyrics and stuff, it used a Chinese symbol, and it was written with a character that refers to a human figure. So, you know, in like Chinese, I know we now call it Mandarin. I don't know if it had a different name back then.
They had Mandarin and Cantonese. Those are the 2 dialects, but I don't know if back then if it was something else.
But, you know, kind of like how in Spanish, when you're speaking, it can, like, the words are different depending on gender or, like, sex.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the symbols can also identify kind of like what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. And so in the song, it was talking about a mountain spirit, but it had the characteristics of a human figure.
I believe that when in Chinese writing, it's like a collection of symbols that like once they're put together, they mean something else. So like if you're doing like a Yeti or something and you're trying to be like, it's partly human.
Snow ape man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
So the mountain spirit has been interpreted as a human-like creature with a fig leaf covering his pepper.
What?
And,
Come on, show us.
Yeah, no, he's covering it with a fig leaf though.
Why be all stingy with that hog?
That's why he's hiding. Yeah. Little fig leaf.
Oh, you want to kidnap women, but you don't want anyone to see what's underneath your old fig leaf? What is that? What is that? Oh wait. Where's that from? Is that the Smiling Friends?
The mole man from Smiling Friends.
That's right.
And he keeps covering his pepper. So yeah, a fig leaf covering his pepper, and he was either a yogai or even an ogre.
Ogre. Okay.
Yep. So in 1982, a Chinese, this one ain't Chinese, but I'm going to try to say it, paleoanthropologist, God, that word is hard to read. I know the word like in my mind, but not reading it. Zhao Guixing, that's not how you say it. Guxing.
Put a little spicy mustard on it.
Gaoxing.
I like that.
Yeah, Zhao Gaoxing discovered a 2,000-year-old lantern with an ornament depicting a hairy man creature being surrounded by a group of men who appeared to be hunting or attacking it.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy.
And so you had like the big hairy guy, and then you had humans that were smaller attacking it. So like it wasn't like a dude, like it was clearly something different.
Do you think that like that was like like do you think that like if our civilization got wiped out and they found movies and they're like there's a movie where there's a thing and it's invisible
Harry
in
and
the forest.
Hendersons.
I was gonna do like a Predator joke and be like, "There's this bunch of buff guys, and they have to fight these things. These things are on their Earth, and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, they didn't have movies, so maybe this is them being like, no, I'm gonna make like a folklore lamp." And then we find it, and they go, "It was real," and they go, "No, we're like it's like legends," and they go, "No, it's real." But
if not
still.
like the different camera cuts, at least the credits would have to tip them off.
Okay, I guess you're right. No, those are all the people that died. That's the in memoriam section.
Okay. I like that.
Anyway.
So, the writing of wild men became much more frequent in the Tang Dynasty, which was 618 to 907 CE, though they were inconsistent on how reports see them now. The Yi Zhao Shu and Arya compiled in the 4th and 3rd centuries of BCE mentioned fast-moving, long-haired creatures using a character that was commonly used to translate into baboon, which ate people.
Baboons eat people? I guess they do, huh?
Well, I'm sure they would and they could, but I don't think it was very common. So, like, basically, I think they just didn't really have a word for this creature because I think, like, back then, like, you could make one up, but if there's no one to explain what that is, then...
Yeah. Man-eating ape.
So, so basically just, like, big monkey.
Mm-hmm.
We believe today that these were not what we think of baboons today, but yet a Yeren. It went on to say, if you drink the blood of, and I think they called it a feifei. Occasionally they're called different names. It's the same creature, just way different timeline. So if you drink the blood of the feifei, you will be able to see ghosts. It is so strong that it can shoulder 1,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Its upper, this one is translated from like ancient Chinese, so some of the shit is a little weird. Its upper lip always covers its head.
What?
Got no idea what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Its shape is like that of an ape. it uses human speech, so it talks, but it sounds like a bird.
Wait, is this the
Okay.
Yee or the Yeren? What's this? It's called again?
The Yeren.
Yeren. I'm gonna Google
So
this.
it is a Yeren, but they had a different name for it at that time.
Oh, I see.
So its shape is okay. It can foretell life and death. Its blood dyes things dark purple, and its hair can be used to make wigs. Will you wear wigs? Have you worn wigs? Legend has it that its heels are backwards. Hunters
What?
say it has no knees.
Whoa. Oh man,
Backwards.
some of these Yerens are real cool looking. I mean, like this guy is just real.
Oh
neat.
yeah, that's
I
awesome.
like him. Yeah.
Eating bamboo.
Its knees are backwards and its heels are backwards.
No, it ain't got no knees. It just has backwards heels.
Oh shit.
Which I don't know why you would say its heels are backwards. Why wouldn't you just say its feet are backwards?
Hmm. Were they tracking it in the wrong direction or some shit?
Probably.
He's a tracker's worst nightmare. Interesting. Okay.
So the Urya also mentions a creature using a character translated as orangutan, and no animal is native to China. Oh, an animal that is not native to China, especially back in 139 BCE. Which is kind of interesting that they would have a character for orangutan if they didn't know what they were.
Yeah, I wish I just kind of knew how like Chinese writing worked, because like I just know that it's very different from like they don't have letters and like they have characters, it's all characters.
Yeah.
So it's like I just can't wrap my head around it, and it's so
I think
stupid.
I think it's broken down like vertically, so like the top, middle, bottom.
Oh really? I was gonna say
Yeah,
I just
you-
feel so stupid because I could like actually just like look online on like how this works, and I just haven't done it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I wonder how. I'm like, I have the fucking internet. I could learn Chinese tomorrow. I could learn all of Chinese tomorrow
Yeah,
if I want to. I just don't want to.
yeah. And you just gotta clear the schedule.
I'm busy, I'm a busy guy. I'm learning how to play the piano.
Yeah,
No, I'm not. I can't do that.
yeah. Not yet though. You just haven't Googled it.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't. I can't. I'm busy. I'm busy Googling shit.
So, Gao Yu described the creature as having the face of a human, but the body of a beast. And in 650 CE,
That's how the doctor described me.
and in 650 CE,
A morbid beast, actually, he said. Your body is morbid beast. I was like,
a
fuck
bit
yeah.
more than a beast. You said a beast? Oh, sick.
How morbid of me. Ha ha ha.
So, and in 650 CE, Zhao Yangshao wrote about a band of these creatures scaling a city wall,
That's fucking
So they're-
crazy.
raiding places.
Holy shit, that is terrifying.
Yeah. They also wrote that these creatures were wild in nature and portrayed as lustful, often capturing and assaulting villagers, especially women, but not always. Sometimes they would assault men, sexually assault.
Equal. Wait.
I was
what?
yeah. They were raping villagers. I just,
That's not funny.
no. So during these accounts, they referred to them as they Jule. I think that's how you pronounce it. Jue.
Is that rapist in Chinese?
And said that they completely lacked females in their race, which is why they would capture women to breed.
Ah.
So that's where I was saying, like, oh, like, yeah, they were taking women. Like, I'm not saying it's okay, but, like, I understand, like, they were unable to reproduce. So, like, that's why they were doing that. I'm not saying I feel like I'm not, like, good for you guys. I'm just saying, like, I get why they're doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not for it, but, like, it makes sense that's why they did it.
Hi, I'm David Stokes, and I'm running for governor. I support Rapist Monkey. I'm running for Chinese Dynasty. I'm running for who's the guy? Emperor. I'm running for Emperor, and I support my constituents are the rapist monkeys.
So, what I just said was terrible. I mean, I didn't say I'm just reading you what stories, but it gets worse. Like way worse. So skip 10, 15 seconds or so if you don't want to hear worse than that, because it goes into graphic detail.
They want it.
So Jan May described a victim of said hairy men in the book of What the Masters Would Not Discuss from 1788. He said,
good title.
Her lips had giant bite marks. The area around her genitals was broken open and torn apart to the point that all of her bones could be seen. And there was more than a pint of blood mixed with white semen on the ground.
Well,
So that ends the brutal part.
Wow.
I was like having fun. I was like, oh, like a Chinese Bigfoot. This is fun. I'm like sitting there reading and writing, and then I got to that part. I'm like, well, that sucks. Like, I can't leave that out.
Yeah, it's too interesting.
I mean, well, it just shows that these guys weren't just like Bigfoots; they were like literal monsters.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, it's
like
you
don't stop the Hitler autobiography like at he didn't get into art school.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes to show you, it's like, I mean, it's weird. It's like, God, I don't even know how to thread this needle, but like they're animals. It's like, I feel like a lot of animals,
but they could speak.
Well,
That's
I just feel
the
like
crazy part.
I just feel like a lot of animals are not like out there being like consent this, consent that, or whatever. So it's like they're just like rabid, savage animals that are just like running into like a village and just like raping people and murdering them, and you're just like, well, yeah, that's what I expected.
They're not trying to go extinct, is the way I see it. Like, if what they're saying is true,
a noble cause.
Like, there's no females. Like, they're just doing what.
Well, what that guy,
did,
what that Yeren didn't look like it was gonna work very much.
No.
So bones.
Yeah, it's not good. So the name of these beasts, known as Yeren, did not come into use until 1555. Great year. During the Qing Dynasty with a K, or not a K, with a Q. When its local newspaper, a word I'm not going to even try to pronounce, that I was talking about earlier, it was insane, published a story about a group of Yeren sheltering in a nearby mountain cave, which preyed on their dogs and chickens. At the time, the Yeren were rumored to be the descendants of the runaway slaves, who were forced to build the Great Wall. Reported sightings of the Yeren increased during the 20th century, prompting small scientific investigations in the 50s and 60s. Many of these investigations focused more on the Tibetan Yeti, funded by the Soviet Yeti Research Commission, which is such a fucking cool name for a group. Like, that rules.
It sounds pretty cool.
The Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology was also a group that was headquartered in Beijing, and they also launched their own Yeti research on Mount Everest in 1959. Eventually, the scientists connected the dots connected the dots and decided that the Yeti and the Yeren had to have been related somehow, which is kind of funny to think that it took until 59 to be like, oh, there's a big monkey over there and a big monkey over there. Maybe, maybe there's like a similarity here.
Maybe they're brothers.
Yeah, they might be like brothers, cousins. I don't know. Something's kind of weird.
The Chinese get to the Nepalese people, and they're like, so you guys have the monkeys? And they're like, yeah. And they're big and hairy. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, and they're like savage. And he's like, oh yeah. And then the Chinese people were like, and they like rape everyone. And the Nepalese guy's like, what?
Hold on, he's doing what now? This guy just eats
like,
mountain goats.
He's like, oh fuck, we live in Nepal. We don't want to really go back to China. Yeah, all of our cryptids are raping people.
They go to Florida, like, hey, we heard you got like a big hairy guy. They're like, yeah. And like, what's that like? It smells like shit. Call him a skunk ape.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the
smells
top
like
hat.
Shit. Top hat. Love a top hat. So then during the 70s, the government decided to start spreading word to disprove the existence of our distant relatives due to the idea that farmers would gain fear of these creatures, which would hinder their production. And for the most part, their attempt to scientifically disprove the existence worked for the most part. Which is kind of a crazy reason to be like, oh, we got to make sure people don't think this creature exists because farmers are too scared to work and we need the farmers to work.
What the fuck? I guess that's true. I mean,
like, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, people back then, I mean, especially with like folklore stuff, like folklore was like very powerful because people just didn't, I mean, people would avoid stuff because of like the folklore around like illness and superstition and everything like that. So I'm not, I was just talking about it today that like people would drink water and get sick. So people believe that taking showers and baths and stuff like that, or bathing, would cause illness because people are drinking tainted water and getting horribly sick. So they're like, don't put it on your body. Like, you'll get sick, which is just like a crazy theory, superstition.
Well, yeah, there's
superstition.
There's tons of stories that like beer was invented to avoid tainted water.
Yeah. When you distill it, it cleans the water and everything.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking about that too. I'd be like 4-year-olds were just like drinking beer and just like, I'm like, I wonder what that does to your forming brain.
Yeah, it just resets body training back, dude. It fucks body training up so bad.
You gotta crate train him again.
You need a stronger crate. He's drunk. He's angry.
Start him all over.
So in 1974, historian Li Yang decided to ignore the naysayers and dig deeper, searching for people with firsthand encounters using the Western Bigfoot as motivation. And this was the birth of Yeren fever. It did not take long for Yan to become the face of Yeren, crowning the title the Minister of Yeren. Kind of cool. I mean, imagine if you're the Minister of Bigfoot. Sounds cool shit.
You could. You're in his neck of the woods. You could crown yourself.
Yeah. No true king crowns himself falsely. I need to earn it.
Oh, there we go. That's good. Good call. That was a test you passed.
So in 1977, Zhao Guiying, along with military personnel, zoologists, biologists, and photographers, launched an expedition to search for the Yeren, but hunt after hunt, the team came up short to make contact with any of the creatures. This led to a famous paleoanthropologist Yang Lampo to offer a bounty in 1981 for a Yeren body, converted into dollars, $1,750 for a dead one and $3,500 for an alive one. And this was also in 81. So I didn't do the conversion. I didn't do like interest or anything like that. Like not interest, but like conversion to what that would be today. But back in the 80s, that's quite a bit of money. So by the 80s, there were handfuls of books about the Yeren being published, leading to many men to commit their lives to chase the Yeren while leaving families behind, which is crazy to be like, sorry kids, gonna go chase the 6-foot Bigfoot in the mountains. Much like the guys who hunt Bigfoot, which much like the Bigfoot, the Yeren to this day has become something that people either believe or don't, but don't really spend a lot of time dwelling over it. It's kind of a novelty, and it had severely lost its interest over time since the 80s. To this day, it's pretty often that's brushed off, saying that like the stories were just bear attacks and sightings as they attacked people and wandered into villages to steal food. Pretty common for bears to sneak into break into people's cars for a loaf of bread.
They got bears in China. I know they got
they
panda
do.
bears, but
they had a super long list of bears that some of them I was like, what the fuck is that? It was like an Asian blue bear or something like that. I was like, that's not a bear.
Bear in the Big Blue House?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. But no, there is a surprisingly large amount of bears in China.
Interesting.
Which it just doesn't seem like a place that would have bears. I don't know.
I know, because like monkeys and like I feel like monkeys can't exist alongside bears. It's like no, we're gonna eat them.
Yeah, not too fast.
I guess they are too fast. They get climbing. Trees.
I mean, not on foot, but in trees. Like no way.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, a lot of people just say that they are bears, but here at Camp Strange, we say that's bullshit. We believe that you exist. Just stop the whole stealing women thing, and we will support you, Yeren.
Yeah. No more, you guys. It's 2026. You can't be doing this shit.
Maybe that's why they left. Is like they're like, oh damn, we can't really be doing that anymore. They just died out.
They're like, if we ever come back out, they're gonna find our Twitter, and it's
on the
not
Epstein
gonna
list.
be good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Yeren and Chris Tucker, and I can't wait for the new Jackie Chan's not going to be in the new Rush Hour. It's going to be Chris Tucker and Yeren.
It's gonna be that guy. It's gonna be that guy from Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi? Who?
Shang-Chi. Like the Shimu Lim.
Simu Liu. Simu Lee.
Yeah.
Simu Liu.
Guys and everything.
He's going to play the Yeren?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, good. Can't wait. Very excited. Lore accurate Yeren. He says like long ass fucking hair. Anyway. Okay.
No fucking knees.
Yeah.
just hips and backwards ankles.
Yeah. People say that's what he looks like already, so he was a perfect casting for it. Yeah. It's great. Is that it? Is that the whole story?
That's it.
Well, you guys heard about a little Yeren today, and you heard about a little doppelganger. So we just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love telling you these stories, and we love you stick around and listen to them. If you guys want any more information, you go to Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram and click the link in bio for whatever you want there. Rate, review, subscribe, share it with a friend. Just, put it in your grandma's car, scare the shit out of her. I think that's like it. Don't do as Yerens do. Be better than a Yeren. Be better than syphilis. Maybe we should have him meet Guy, the Yeren meet Guy.
Yeah, maybe we need to spread syphilis to the Yeren community.
Yeah, teach him a fucking lesson.
Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. They just go crazy and just like they're like, oh shit, they're back. We gave them syphilis and they went crazy and they're back.
We just gotta outlive it. Just shelter at place.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess that's it. David, do you have anything to say before we get the hell out of here?
I just want to come clean. I think it was on the second time I said Yeren that I realized I was gonna be just basically saying urine the whole time, and it was really messing with my head.
Because you
So
crave
close
it?
to urine.
You're thirsty?
I mean, I've been doing like urine retreats where like you like dip your eyes in it and stuff, and you bathe in it instead of soap. You cook with it.
I like to say, necessary. Is it necessary that I drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste. Patches
Was that
O'Houlihan.
dodgeball?
Yeah, Patches O'Houlihan. Necessary.
Great.
Anyway, all right. David, was that? Did you say your thing?
Yeah, it's the pee-pee.
And don't forget to stay strange.